Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you my collection of high-end highlighters. I also have some drugstore highlighters, so if you'd like to see those, then just let me know in the comments and I'll put up a video of the drugstore highlighters. But honestly, as a makeup collector, high-end highlighters are my weakness and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. And these are a bunch that I've spent years collecting, so I just wanted to share my opinions on them, let you know which ones are my favorite, which ones I maybe don't like as much, and then this way you can decide for yourself which ones you'd like to try. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my favorite all-time favorite highlighter, which has to be the Nars Hot Sand Highlighter. So I have it in a compact here, but they've just made it separately as one of the, I think they call it blushes, but it's technically highlighters, but they made it in its own compact. And honestly, I think this is the best overall highlighter. It has such a neutral undertone. It's so buildable. It's so wearable. I feel like it doesn't ever get cakey, and I have very dry skin. So I feel like if you could just pick one highlighter, I would definitely go with Nars Hot Sand. And speaking of Nars highlighters, I also have the famous Nars Albatross highlighter. So this one is a little different. It kind of has a whitish, greenish almost undertone, but I feel like once you blend it, it is very wearable and it happens to look really nice. And ironically, I get the most compliments on this highlighter, even though it's not my absolute favorite, but I just so far love all the Nars highlighters that I've tried. They're just so good. So now we get to the Becca highlighters, which again, Becca highlighters are so gorgeous, but they are a little bit more intense. So the first one I have is in the shade Pearl. This has a very cool undertone, so definitely for lighter skin tones. I happen to love how it looks on. It's one of my favorites in the Becca collection, and I find it to be very wearable. The next one I have is the, of course, Becca Champagne Pop. So this one has a very neutral undertone. This is the one that Jaclyn Hill collaborated with Becca to design, and it's definitely very wearable, but it is more intense. So if you need something a little more toned down, it's not for an everyday look, that's for sure. Another one that I just recently got is the Becca Prismatic Amethyst, and I have to say, I think this is my favorite Becca highlighter, even though I'm shocked that I'm saying that because I was so on the fence about getting it. But I find it to be very wearable. It's not too intense. I think it looks so beautiful, again, once it's blended. And the formula, I feel like, is so much more creamy than the other Beccas, even though the other Becca formulas are also beautiful and very wearable and blendable. But this one is really amazing. I really was very surprised. Another amazing highlighter is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder. I have the shade 01. So this highlighter is so interesting in the sense that it almost makes you look like you're glowing from within. And I don't know how else to explain that, but you definitely have to try it. This is kind of a highlighter that I would use for bridal makeup. It's so beautiful, but it's really not too intense at all. And it's just so wearable. I absolutely love that highlighter. I haven't worn it in a while, but I have to play around with it again. Then I recently picked up one of the Kylie Cosmetics highlighters because, again, I just couldn't really help myself. And just kidding. I got the shade French Vanilla, and I honestly find that this is one of the most pigmented highlighters that I own. I do feel like it really lasts all day. I'm actually wearing it now. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but so far I'm very happy with this. I haven't retouched it all day since almost 10 hours ago, and it really stays on very well. I don't know about the other colors. I've seen a lot of the other colors look very dark, so I'm not sure about those, but I would definitely say it's well worth a try. So the next highlighter that I have is the new hyped Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess in the shade Heat Wave. And this is a gorgeous color, but it is so intense and it's also a little bit glittery. So I would just warn you, if you don't love glitter, this might not be the highlighter for you. But it happens to look really pretty, and again, you just really have to blend it out, but it's definitely a very intense highlight look. So now this highlighter is by Lorac. It's the illuminating highlighter in the shade Moonlight. I don't love this, but what's interesting about this shade is I feel like it's more noticeable under dim light. So, you know, like if you're going out at night or you're in a restaurant with some dim, like lower lights, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, if the lighting is not bright, for some reason, I feel like this is more noticeable. So that's why I hold on to it, because it's just something cool about the highlighter. I've never really seen anything like that. And I also do like the formula. even though I feel like sometimes it can get a little bit cakey. The next highlighter that I have is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl in the shade Peach Glow. So this is the same formula as the Gilded Honey, which really gets a lot of hype. But this is, I would recommend this one for lighter skin tones. Again, I have to play with this one a little bit more. It definitely could get a little bit cakey, but I do like the formula, and I feel like it's very wearable and very blendable. And overall, I like it. The next highlighter that I have is the Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment Illuminizing Veil. That's a lot of words. Anyway, this is an extremely subtle highlighter. I don't even know if I would call it a highlighter. I sometimes use it as an under eye setting powder that's a little bit brightening. So I really like the formula. The packaging is also gorgeous. But if you want a highlighter that's going to be noticeable, that is not the one. Absolutely not. The next highlighter that I've really been liking is the Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighter. This is in the shade Blinded by the Light. So I definitely heard a lot of mixed reviews on these. I happen to really like it. I feel like the formula is so lightweight. I almost don't have any other highlighters like that. And again, it doesn't get cakey and it really lasts a long time. And I happen to love that color specifically. And I feel like it looks great on you know, my skin tone, especially because I have a lot of pink undertones. So for some reason that has a very neutral, like almost silvery neutral undertone, and I really like how that looks. The next highlighter I have is the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion Highlighter, and I have it in the shade, does it even say the shade on here? I don't think so. Well, I have it in the pink undertone shade. They also have a golden undertone. And again, this one I feel like is so good for dry skin, and I also love this one for fairer complexions. So I use this one in the winter a lot. I just think it's so blendable, it lasts a long time, and I love that it's also a baked formula, and the baked formulas tend to be more blendable, in my opinion. So last but not least, I have two of the Anastasia Glow Kits. I have the one in Gleam and the one in Sun Dipped, and these are some of the best highlighters ever, I have to say. So Gleam is for lighter skin tones. You can see a lot of them have kind of a pink undertone, but they're all very, very wearable. And I also love that you can mix them, and they're just such a good value as well. I think it's $40 a kit, so each of these highlighters for $10 is almost less than drugstore prices. And then I have the shade Sun Dipped, which even though these look a little bit dark, especially the bronzed, I find you can really mix them again to create kind of a custom color. It's so wearable, they last so long, and I've been loving the Sun Dipped. Honestly, the name is perfect. It literally looks like someone just dipped a paintbrush in the sun and painted on a highlighter, and it looks so, so beautiful on, and it lasts a long time. And the Anastasia Glow Kits have no glitter. They're just so, so beautiful, so blendable, last so long. In case you couldn't tell, I think I might be obsessed with them. But anyway, that's my high-end highlighter collection. So again, if you want me to review any specific highlighters, let me know. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.